Matthew Stafford and the Rams are coming off of a bye week this past week. Stafford has been battling a thumb injury on his throwing hand, but he seems to be trending in the right direction for a Week 11 return. I think that as long as Stafford is healthy, then Kupp and Puka will remain top 12 receiving options going forward. And I would be looking to buy both these guys coming off of a couple of down weeks. In longer formats like Dynasty, I would actually be looking to sell both these guys because I think Stafford is going to be on his way out soon. What do you guys think? What's your outlook for Puka and Kupp coming off the Stafford return?
I think they go about pretty much right back to where they were at. They're going to be hyper targeted, both of them. Stafford loves both of them. They're all in the breakfast club together with Stafford in the mornings. I think, well, if Stafford's healthy, I think that they're going to be just fine. If Stafford comes back and he looks like he's still hurting and isn't playing up to what he normally does this season, I'd be concerned. But I mean, we're going to see. But I'd feel good. I'd feel good.
Like you're saying, like they're bona fide top 12 options, like no doubt.
I'm not going to say top 12. I think Kupp is going to be top 12. I think Puka is right on the edge, probably somewhere in like the 12 to 15 range, probably.
Okay.
I have to take a look. I don't know their schedule, but I mean, just if they have like an average schedule, then I would say.
I mean,
Kupp's
I feel like
12, Puka's 12, 15.
I mean, hasn't Puka outperformed Kupp whenever he's played with Stafford though? Like,
yeah, but I mean, it's just Stafford Kupp, bro. They just.
I know, but I almost feel like
I feel like that's not going to continue. I think Puka's going to still be a dog, but I mean, Stafford is potentially.
If you're picking one, you're saying you rather have Kupp.
Yeah, for sure.
I almost feel it's crazy, but I almost feel like Puka's the safer play of the two. Like, because I could see, not to say that Kupp won't have his moments, but I almost feel like Stafford's finally getting comfortable. You know, like last year was his first year, or not last year, but the year before, whenever Kupp had that big season, it was like his first year. So like, it was a lot of learning and stuff going on. I feel like now he's established he's comfortable with Puka. So I would say that to me, it's almost like, all right, if you're going to take away Kupp, we'll pound Puka because I have no problem doing that. Not to say that I would take Puka in every game, but if I had to pick one as a safer play, I'd say it's Puka. I still think that Kupp in any given moment can have 30-point games like nobody else in the league.
I think they're both 30-point. Like they have that potential to drop 30, 35 every game.
Yeah.
Either one.
Do you think the owners who have him are panicking right now?
Who?
Like who own Kupp or Puka? Like coming off these past couple weeks, like
they were panicking from these past weeks, but now that Stafford's coming back, I think they feel good and they're excited to have Stafford back for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not nervous per se, but like I'm still kind of like on the fence with
Kupp.
With Kupp. Yeah, it's weird to say that because like I feel like I shouldn't be. But
I don't understand that at all. But that's just
I just haven't seen. I don't know. I feel like that's what I'm saying. I feel like I almost lean Puka safe. It seems like if I could pick one to start this week, I'd pick Puka.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I took Kupp at the 103 in a couple of leagues this year, so that's how I feel about Kupp. I think that he's a cheat code to fantasy whenever he's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Him and Stafford are healthy.
We said though, we haven't seen it consistently, in a while.
We haven't really seen it from Kupp much.
Well, I mean, his first two games that he came back with Stafford, he went over 20 fantasy points.
Yeah, but Puka also performed well in both of those games.
Well, yeah, but it's not to say that they both can't be elite at the same time.
No, I'm saying like this is kind of this is my logic into why I almost feel safer with Puka week in and week out. Not to say that Kupp won't outperform him, but
yeah, I think Puka is still a great play. But if I had to put my money on somebody, I'm putting it on the Triple Crown winner.
Would you trade Mike Evans? Like, would you rather those two guys over Mike Evans?
With Stafford, yes.
And you'd rather both of those guys over like Brandon Ayuk?
I'd rather Kupp over Ayuk. Puka, I'd probably take Ayuk over Puka.
I might take them both over. With Kupp, with Stafford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I like Kupp. I think Kupp's top 12 easy. He's going to be right back up to top I think he'd be top 5, bro. I mean, he's with Stafford in, bro. Stafford and Cup have a connection pretty much like nobody else in the league. So I mean, I think Cup's going to be really good. Puka as well.
Yeah. I want to switch over now. I want to talk about another player on the Rams offense, and that's Kyron Williams. He's expected to return from IR, not this next week, but in week 12. So one more week till we get Kyron Williams back. What do you guys think is going to happen to this backfield whenever he returns? Do you think it's going to keep getting these like 20, 25, 30 touch per game like he's been getting some of these times, or do you think this is going to slow down? Do you think that you want to trade him, or do you think you'd somebody who you'd be looking to buy? What do y'all think about Kyron Williams? To me, it's a little cloudy. I don't know if he's going to be able to go back to what he was doing, so it's kind of hard for me to give a take at this point.
I have Kyron Williams in pretty much all my leagues. I've been holding him since he's got hurt, so I'm excited for him to be back. He's eligible to come back in week 12, so he still has to sit out this week. With that being said, his first week back, I could see him splitting shares with whoever they decide to keep, whether it's Darrell Henderson, Ronnie Rivers, or someone else in there. But I don't think any other back that they've put in so far has looked good enough to earn a role for the rest of the year. So I think maybe not the first week back, but definitely moving forward after week 12, I think Kyron goes back to what his pre-injury self was.
So you think like top 8 type of guy, like a league winning type of value?
Yeah.
If Stafford's healthy. If Stafford's not healthy, Kyron falls.
This whole fantasy team on the offense depends on Stafford. Even if he's in there and if he looks like he's still hurting, I mean, it's going to hurt everyone.
And as crazy as it sounds, I completely agree with what you're saying. Like, Stafford is the key to this whole puzzle. With that being said, as many high performers from a fantasy perspective that they have in that offense between Kyron Williams, between Puka, between Cup, even their tight ends sometimes are like good fantasy plays. I don't think the guy who's giving them the ball, Stafford, I don't think Stafford is really even a startable option, even though he's supporting all these high-end fantasy options. What do you guys think about Stafford? Like, is Stafford a top 12 quarterback from a fantasy? I don't think I can say that, but it's crazy because of what he's doing.
He's not top 12, but he's definitely going to be a streaming option going forward. If you have some bench space and you have a shaky quarterback, maybe you drafted Trevor Lawrence, maybe you drafted Fields, guys like that, and you have enough bench room to be able to fit another quarterback, I think Stafford would be a decent guy to pick up that would still be on the waivers since he's been hurt. Yeah. I think he'd be a good guy to put in some weeks streaming just because of how high scoring their offense will be and how productive it will be from a fantasy perspective with Stafford back in healthy. So
yeah, I mean, let's face it, like even Stafford being one of the older guys in the league, he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like, no doubt. So yeah, I think it's kind of like a progression we've seen with like most elite quarterbacks, like minus Tom Brady, because I feel like he got even better towards his later years in fantasy. But like these really good quarterbacks who distribute the ball well and get a lot of guys involved.
That's the thing, though. I feel like a lot of these other quarterbacks, you think Brady, he had like he had a couple guys late in his career, especially when he got to the Bucs. And then you look at like Drew Brees, like he was able to support Mike Thomas at a high level, but they never really had to support all these different guys, like Stafford has had to do. Stafford has an arsenal.
Yeah.
But it's just like you said, it is interesting that he can support so many different things and not be as fantasy relevant as you would expect,
Yeah, he can have 2 receivers who go over 100 yards, and he's still going to have a pretty mid fantasy day somehow. I don't know.
And a lot of that goes to Kyron has been very involved, I feel like, at the goal line,
Yeah, he's been scoring a lot of rushing touchdowns when he's out there.
Yeah, so I mean that eats into it too,
As far as like from a real life perspective, he hasn't necessarily looked as good as he's been in fantasy. With that being said, he has looked good some games, but Sean McVay and the Rams coaching staff, for some reason, like they love the kid. So I mean, that's the only reason why I feel so confident that he's going to come back and take over his workload that he had. Also, due to the guys that they brought in to take his spot whenever he was hurt, none of them really shined. So I think he's going to go right back in and be a stud.
Yeah, like from a straight up talent perspective, there's a lot of guys I'm taking over Kyron, but it doesn't. It's like completely different when it comes to fantasy.
Yeah.
Cool.